Hey, this is Justin. It is July 6th, 2024. This is a walk and talk, getting ideas that are rattling around inside the head, outside the head, into a way that could be useful. Saw an ad 2 days ago from Alex Ramosi is doing promoting school as far as SKOOL as a community. I created a walk and talk community for people that want to create ways of working that work for you specifically, or learn the ways of the walking and talking. I've been doing walking and talking for 12 years right now, and started off when my daughter, I guess it was 13 years. My daughter was 1 years old, and I felt like I didn't have any time, so just go on long walks and or any time for anything else besides like work and um, uh, you know, parenting, and so there was no time for any of the creative work, and just went started commuting to work in the morning. Would leave at about, I don't know if I was getting it at 8 then or 9 o'clock, doesn't make a difference. Say I'd leave at 6:30, get to the office at about 8 o'clock, and just started off with walks. Then I think it started off with listening to podcasts and music after that. Then it started into creating, where we're just doing random brainstorms, then turned into 40 brainstorms, then started talking about things that people were doing that were inspiring me, and then continued to do walking and talking since then. It's probably been the one thing that has had the greatest impact on my life, and I want to teach it to other people. The thing that the holy grail for me has been um, in the productivity space, since I like to do a lot more walks and don't have huge amounts of time to be able to do it. Like, how can we cram the most amount of impact and productivity into a walk and talk as we can? So one of the things is I like to be present on media. I'd like to share some of the ideas out on media, and that's why we do these walk and talks here, which is like messages like this as I'm out walking my dog in the morning. The barriers are low for stuff that we want to. The barriers are low for stuff that we actually want to create. The brain is working. Um, the brain is not putting up blocks or concerns about the stuff that we're actually working on. And I'm getting healthy steps in, and my dog is getting healthy steps in. So, how can we get more done during walk and talks than we can during regular, regular sessions behind a computer? So, I want to teach people um, what some of the, I guess, the mentality and the thought process behind it, but also start to uh, allow other people to participate and start to talk about ways of working that work for you, that can make a difference. And I think this does a couple of different things. It takes people who are busy, because people who typically are successful are busy, and busy teetering on overwhelmed and burnt out, and then people who are more erring on the side of the creativity, the creative pursuit, can be typically under financed. So, like, how do you start to bridge the gap where we get to tap into our creativity, but we also get to be productive and earn what it is that we want to earn? So that's the name of the game. Haven't found the right balance for myself specifically, but I do know that my hour in the morning when we going and doing the walking and talking is one of my favorite hours of the day, and leads me to be with family and to do human connection stuff for the rest of the day. So created a community. It's on School, SKOOL. Walk and Talks, please DM me if you'd like to join it. It's free. We will create it. I'm the only member there right now. We'll start to invite other people to become members, and we'll start crafting the community around that work. We'll do lives like this. We'll do Zoom sessions, jam sessions for people to get together and work. And the goal would be to have as much of it done while all the participants are walking, and doing as much creation while people are walking as possible. Or doing as much creation as possible while people are walking. So those are the biggies that we're starting to work on. The other thing I've been doing is I've got a big Notion database, which I call it Publish Work, which is it's every single link of something that I am working on, right? So I'm doing a live right now, doing it on StreamYard. I will put that in here afterwards, and Yeah, I'll put it in here afterwards, and we'll start to uh, I'll put it, I'll put that in there and just, start to take this live and create it into other things. So I'll take this live, I'll put it into Opus, it'll cut it down into a couple of other clips. I'll put those on TikTok. TikTok's a great place to be able to be, to see what people are connecting to and what people are responding to. We'll share some of it on Instagram. Also, we'll share some of it on LinkedIn afterwards. Some of the smaller clips to see what people are actually responding to, and um, and being able to kick off workflows just from doing some of the walking and talking. Now, some of the work needs to be done sitting down, some of it on a laptop, some of it sitting down with a phone, but the whole idea is to move as much of the workflow into the walking and talking as possible so we can literally have that, or truly have that mobile lifestyle. I remember, I don't know, 12, 15 years ago, a lot of the markets were talking about laptop lifestyle, being able to work from everywhere. So I think, today it is available to be able to do most of our work via phone. There are some challenges that go along with that. There's the counterbalance of like the addiction to phone and spending so much time on the phone, what the healthy phone usage is. But there is also the other counterbalance to that is how much can we get done without a screen, right? How much can we get done with just conversations with people, right? And starting to get away from the screen time and being a little bit more present in the world. Maybe it's called present productivity. How to be present and how to be productive. How to be present in the world. How to tap into your most creative self in the moment and in perpetuity, I guess is what it is. So those are the that's the um, that's the beginning, the middle, and the end of that piece of the conversation. So some of the other things, we've got family events this weekend. We are in the woods, so we're going to a barbecue at some of our friends' houses, which I'm really looking forward to. We've had a visitor. One of my son's friends has been with us. And we had another friend stay over last night, so we've had a couple of sleepovers. Everybody's probably sleeping in late today. My daughter is on an amazing trip in Costa Rica, and I'll talk about that for a second here because she left last Saturday morning, and uh, she left last Saturday morning, and I tell you, originally, all the fears came up. It was the first time we couldn't have any access to her, which is a great thing. They don't have their phones, so all that we're doing is seeing pictures of the stuff that's happening. You saw the first couple of pictures. Like, is she happy? Like trying to read all the signs. Is she happy? Having a good time? And then as we get further into it, we see that looks like she's having a great time. And being able to travel like in a group like that at the age of 14 pretty much opens up the whole world to her. So I'm pretty excited about what's possible for her moving forward. I also attended yesterday a session that my friend Joseph Argies put on about RPM, which is Tony Robbins' productivity management system. A it was an hour-long session and teaching RPM. So Tony's starting to teach RPM again, his productivity system. He's doing a live event the 21st to the 23rd. He's doing a live event. He's doing a virtual one. I'm actually considering attending live and in person. It is going down to Orlando, Florida for 3 days. The virtual one is a lot less expensive. I just don't know. It'd actually be interesting to see if we could attend the event live. It would be actually interesting. Attend the event live, walking and talking, doing the full course walking and talk. I just thought about that, doing the virtual one and doing the full course walking and talking, not necessarily being in person, but being what would it take to do the whole course mobile and to have that whole experience mobile for 3 days. I think that's interesting and that's a ton of fun. It's definitely an interesting test for the walking and talking for the walking and talking experience and seeing how much can actually get created and built while we have to have to be able to capture all the 3 days. Yeah, 3 day session, being mobile I think that'd be a ton of fun, being mobile for most of that session. or for all that session would be fun. Could do it in our place in Pennsylvania. I think that could be absolutely extraordinary, absolutely amazing, and absolutely a fun time. Yeah, fun time, and being able to sit down and do some of the some of the movement exercises while we're while walking and talking. All right, so I'm just doing a little bit of brain dump on that, so it might be fun to do some of the virtual events because that's what we're talking about. I had fears about sitting in front of a computer for 3 days, but what if it could be could tend most of the session just on the mobile neck desk and do it while walking and creating and seeing how many steps we can actually get created and built during that period. So I think that'll be I think it's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, so we'll have to seriously consider that. What else are we talking about here? We'll be going back to New York for a couple of days, hitting the office for a couple of days next week, for 3 days next week, and then coming back to Pennsylvania for the rest of the week. Going and doing a little bit more brainstorming and work, and then also cleaning up some of the things where we have cleaning up some of the projects that we're working on. There are some of the nuisances like the re-registration of the car. My dog has to have a little bit of procedure, and stuff like that, getting some of the little health checks working out with the family. I will talk about One Medical as sort of our for my way of liking to work, liking to solve things pretty quickly. One Medical's great for being able to get doctor's appointments, um, very quickly and get quick results around anything that we need to get solved for medical purposes. My mom had had a surgery a couple of weeks ago. It got booked for like 5 days later. She was able to get all of the pre-op stuff done very quickly just because of One Medical and having access to appointments very quickly, right? So it is when you don't necessarily need that specialist, but you need the benefit of a network of people. Love One Medical for being able to make that work. I know it's not available in every city, but it is available for us in New York. So I think those are the biggies that we're starting to work through. So I think got another brainstorm out here. Please feel free to connect if you are watching this live, and if you're watching this live or if you're watching it after the fact. What am I going to do after this one? I'm going to take it and I'm going to go to um, Opus to get some clips. I'm going to put some of these things on TikTok. I'll look at some of the metrics that come out of those conversations, and then I'm going to do some stronger brainstorming, just thinking about the logistics about the Tony Robbins course, and doing that virtually and doing that as a walk and talk. So walk and consume session. So hope everything's going amazing. Thanks so much, and have a brilliant day. All right, got this.